What's up guys? So today we're going to do a bit of maintenance on firstly the Sony, because it's a little bit beaten up and I didn't even notice this dent until we got back home. So that was in one of the final battles with Kale. He straightened up after hitting the wall and I guess I had nowhere to go, so I should be able to just bang that out, fingers crossed. And then we're going to go over everything else. There's a wheel bearing that's stuffed on the front of the Sony. I'm gonna rip the oil filter out and cut that open, show you guys, see if there's anything in there that we're not too keen on seeing. Should be all good though. But yeah, literally haven't touched that yet. And I'm also gonna give you guys a full wrap up of what the cost was to do that drift event last weekend. So that'll be pretty interesting. There's a lot of people out there that think it's really cheap, and even with the car basically ready to go and running, it's still a very expensive weekend. So we'll get onto that, but I'm also really keen to get this alternator off the RBM3, because it's one of those advanced alternators that are really expensive and it's playing up. And hopefully it's got a regulator on the back that is stuffed and we can just get the part number off that, get on the old eBay, get another one of them, put it back together, and it should be all good. But if it's stuffed, I don't know, I'll probably do this whole LS alternator bracket swap over and put one of them in, because they're like 1,500 bucks, those alternators, and I'm not buying another one, that's for sure. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do today. Yeah, I'll start with the RBM3 because I haven't touched this thing in a while. Yeah, so while we're on the subject of doing maintenance, I just wanted to show you guys I got a little gift, some genuine spigot bushes from someone who watches these videos, and their name is Adam Ellis, and he is from Jarrett Nissen. So this is his contact details right there. I'm giving it all away because if you guys are after R31 parts, this is a bloke to see. In any genuine Nissan parts, he can literally source, find whatever you need. He can hook you up. So thanks heaps for those spigot bushes, mate. Really appreciate it. And I will be checking out the one on the Somvia now that we've done an event with that G-force, and just see how that's traveling. So I'm going to be using one of them straight away. Cheers, buddy. All right, guys. I've had a fair bit of trouble, I suppose you could say. I've slept on it as well, and we're now on the bench here trying to test these freaking alternators. I've had this one completely apart. This is one of the advanced, ridiculously expensive alternators. That's what was off the RBM3. This is the one that failed at the bend last weekend. So pretty much what I'm doing is figuring out if they freaking work or not. So all I did with this one, I stripped it all down, checked it all out. Everything looks perfectly fine. Obviously you can't tell if the regulator's stuffed or not, but we're going to try and test that now. It was an absolute mission trying to get that back in where the brushes were, like the slip rings on the brushes, because it's under there and you can't really push the brushes in to slip it all through. So I had to use like a feeler gauge, like 0.1 of a mil piece of metal, try and hold them in, slide it through, and then like pull the freaking feeler gauge is. Yeah, but now it's kind of, I might have broken it completely. I don't know, we'll see. But I just used this one and rigged up this little test bench. It's honestly, I don't even know if I've done this right. So I really don't want to tell you how I've done it. I will, but I don't recommend doing it this way because I'm not 100% sure I'm doing it right. Look at this pigsty. God. All right, but now I've tested that one and it doesn't work, because I know that doesn't work. I'm going to put the advanced one on here and see how we go. Alright, so I've got this all rigged up now on the advanced alternator. I'm going to hopefully get this light to come on, and that'll be like the excite light, whatever you want to call it. You need to have a load hooked up or you could damage your regulator apparently. So I'm just running off a jumper pack. I'm hoping that's okay. So that light's on. Technically, when I start spinning it with the drill, that should go out because it's basically telling me that it's going to be charging. I've also got the multimeter hooked up. It's at 12.8 volts. Hopefully that's going to go up to 14 when this is running. Okay, good news. That went up to 14.5 volts, so that's working. And you obviously seen the light go out. So the next problem must be the wiring in the car. Kind of happy, kind of sad. Okay, so now I've actually had that wiring out and I've tested it all. So because I run on those auto sport connectors on the back of the firewall there, I actually had that whole loom out. I tested it, but it could be like maybe this plug, I don't know. But I'm gonna try and shimmy the alternator back in there, start it up. Alternator's sweet, that's all we know. Okay, got the alternator back on. It's buried in down there. I haven't cleaned up all the wiring just yet, but we gotta test this. So, put the oil cooler back in, get the tools out the way. Alright guys, so what we're looking for here is the battery voltage to go significantly higher than what it is. So hopefully it goes to about 14 volt once it's running. If it sticks where it is, we still have a crappy issue. Yep, we got problems. So after all that, it was pretty much an entire day of fault finding. Turns out I was a problem. So back when I last tuned it with Chair, he finished tuning it. I went on the smart wire and decided to play around, moving the switch panel, because you can adjust everything. So you can put, control your fans from there on the switch, your hazards, your headlights, like everything gets into that little switch panel. And since I've got rid of the sequential, I got rid of the gear display without realizing that that is where the 12 volt for the charge light is coming from. So I pretty much just turned the gear display back on and now everything's sweet with the thing. I can't believe it. It's, yeah, I literally wasted an entire day on that, but at least I know what the problem is. So now I didn't even get a chance to work on the song there. That's so disappointing. I would stay in the shed, but I've actually got to go to work tonight, doing a night shift, which starts at 8 PM. So, yay me. Anyway, it's kind of, well, it is a good thing that we solved it, but very annoying. And then hopefully tomorrow, if I've got some energy after night shift, we'll get stuck on the Sony.